This is the Ohio AgNet from the Voice You Know at the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Veltima fungicide, the proven #1 for the toughest corn diseases with long-lasting residual. When you need to be confident your fungicide will perform. I'm Ty Higgins. Lee Zeldin, administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency, recently spoke to a group of farmers and vowed to dismantle standard federal mandates on diesel exhaust fluid systems. He said those mandates are flawed and caused farmers great difficulty during peak operation windows every year.
When a tractor goes down in the middle of a harvest, it results in lost time and lost money, great frustration. And a lot of these farmers are working to survive and working very hard to survive on extremely low margins. And sometimes the good years are shockingly lower margins than Americans who are not farmers may not realize. And many of the bad years, you're looking at farmers who actually don't get a chance to pay themselves at all.
Zeldin says farmers don't need federal mandates preventing them from succeeding in an already tough job.
When a tractor goes down in the middle of harvest, it can be devastating and make the difference between making money that month or not. Heeding that call through my travels across all 50 states last August, we announced a significant reversal to the diesel exhaust fluid deratements. We then started working with manufacturers individually to have them update their software, work with their customers, and start getting the equipment updated to be able to prevent these significant, quick, massive deratements.
He said the administration has taken additional steps this year regarding DEF systems.
We then also issued a demand letter to 14 engine manufacturers that have 80% of the market to give us the information that they have on the DEF system failures. We've received information from all 14 manufacturers. Using that information, we are able to now go further. In the meantime, at the end of March, President Trump announced new guidance issued that day to get rid of the requirement for diesel exhaust fluid sensors altogether.
There are other actions currently in process too.
There's other actions that EPA has been taking that hasn't been announced, but internally within the agency as it relates to our Office of Enforcement and Compliance. So our desire is to go as far as we possibly can pursuant to the law.
That's U.S. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin. In other news, financial pressures continue to challenge U.S. farmers as low commodity prices, rising input expenses, and higher borrowing costs weigh on farm profitability. Agricultural economists say many producers are entering the summer growing season focused on preserving cash flow and controlling expenses. While recent trade developments have improved expectations for ag exports, analysts caution that stronger overseas demand may take time to translate into higher farm income. Higher interest rates have increased financing costs for land, equipment, and operating loans, adding pressure to farm budgets. At the same time, fertilizer and other production expenses remain elevated compared to pre-pandemic levels. Farm groups report that many growers are delaying capital investments and emphasizing risk management strategies. Economists say financial conditions vary by region and commodity, but overall margins remain tight for many operations. Industry analysts will closely monitor export sales, weather conditions, and commodity markets in the months ahead for signs of improvement. Let's get a check of the forecast now with Ryan Martin, brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com.
I have no rain at all in Ohio right on through Friday. Now, we do see a little bit of action for Saturday into early Sunday, anywhere from a half to 1 inch likely across about 80% of the Buckeye State. Following that up with a dry finish to the weekend Sunday and a dry Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday period next week, seeing showers and storms come back later next week. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thank you, Ryan. Markets and news behind the numbers next on the Ohio AgNet.
Hi, I'm Tyler Miller, a soybean farmer from Crawford County. When I grow soybeans, I'm not just raising a crop, I'm creating fuel at home. Biodiesel adds nearly $2 to our bushel price and strengthens our energy independence. If you're not using biodiesel on your farm, now's the time. If you're not sure how to get it, ask your local fuel supplier. Ready to turn last year's crop into this year's fuel? Learn more at soyohio.org.
This message is brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Welcome back to the Ohio AgNet. I'm Ty Higgins, and today's market analysis is brought to you by Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to bring a brand new soybean crush facility to Upper Sandusky. Learn more about marketing your soybeans with LDC at 574-566-2113. Corn planting in the U.S. reached 93% complete, still just ahead of the 5-year average for late May. Meanwhile, 76% of the crop has emerged. USDA says 67% is good to excellent so far. 26 U.S. soybean crop is 87% planted, still ahead of the 5-year average pace for late May. 65% of the crop has emerged. USDA says 66% of the soybeans across the country in good to excellent condition. This check of midday markets brought to you on the Ohio AgNet by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance. Online at seedconsultants.com. July corn down 4 1/4, trading at 4.39 3/4. December down 6 1/2 at 4.66 a bushel. Soybeans for July 11.64 3/4, down 16 cents. November new crop down 9 3/4 at 11.79 1/4, and wheat for July $6.50, down by 8 1/4. Live cattle for June, 248.25, down 75. Feeder cattle for September down 205 at midday, trading at 346.62. And June lean hogs, 94.50, down 52 cents. For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Ty Higgins. We'll see you down the road.